Okay. I was going to say, I was getting the odd Egyptian god mythology sort of thing there. Because there was a reference, there was an Anubis reference. And that seems... I only know stuff like that through Stargate. The administrative residency is cluttered with photos of weapons, tanks, and the factory area. There is a statue of Anubis. That's the other one. Yeah. Holding a crook. A woman sits at a typewriter in the middle of the room with a pencil behind her ear. Loving entails constraints upon the will. It is not simply up to us what we love and what we do not love. Love is not a matter of choice, but is determined by conditions that are outside our immediate control. This is a fictional story about war and love. Both are violent. Proceed with caution. What's cracking, peeps? My chair's super squeaky. Anyway, it's Patriot Jacks here, and I was requested by the developer of Panzer Hearts to play this game. It's a really lovely person, a supporter of the channel. Now, straight up say it, I'm not really into war games. It's not really something that I generally play. However, I'm more than happy to play this game and check it out for you guys that enjoy both war games or games set in a World War type scenario. So here we have Panzer Hearts, very unique, and I look forward to seeing what it's about. I'll learn as I go. I always regret it later, but I don't read how to do things. Dear Mother, thank you for the tiger nut balls you sent. I shared some with the other men in my unit. I hope you are fine and things are well in Theba. Theba? I'm trying to think where this is set. Now it's finally our time and we are travelling toward the front. Everyone is full of determination for the final victory. I believe firmly in our great empire and the gods. We will triumph over evil. Mother, I am not afraid. I refuse to be afraid. If it happens that I don't return, do know that I lived up to my oath as a soldier of the empire. In death, I'll be led by Nepenthes to join Father and Bruno in the afterlife. We will arrive soon, and I need to end this letter here. I will make you proud of me. With love, Bastian. We arrive at a rural village. Oh wow, this is a bit loud now. There's been so many of these small dwellings across the eastern border into Clodonovian territory. I've got to get better at these words. Currently it's enemy soil, but it will soon belong to the Empire. All the villages we pass look the same. There are no cars and no electricity. The people must be so uncivilized. They can only benefit from becoming part of our great empire. You should be thankful that we are seizing this land and helping them flourish. Our captain approaches us, a firm look on his face. He's to brief us on our next mission. After the long journey, I'm filled with excitement. I want to get into action. Ha! The Storm Captain, look at that guy. Is that us? That might be us. My brave men. Can you see the mound beyond the step over there? I need someone to do recon and find out whether these cowards have already left. For the glory of Anubis, saviour of the Empire, do I have a volunteer? By the light of Hathor, I have a... Oh, is that me? By the light of Hathor, I volunteer. This is exemplary bravery, Bastian. Now get to it! Look at that smirk on Bastian's face. Yes, sir. I unlock the safety of my gun and start walking toward the mound. I try to think of everything they told me in the training, but suddenly my mind becomes blank. I remember the same thing happening in sports. You train a lot, but during the completion, you forgot the training and just execute it the best you can. I get that. I understand. Oh, the light behind me is really annoying. Sorry about the cameras. Oh, it's like painfully bright behind me, but okay. I reach the mound. I slowly climb up on it. Very slowly, I raise my head over the edge of the mound. All the cells in my body scream at the same time and I am rendered motionless for what seems forever. A large group of enemy soldiers is assembled on the other side of the mound. I get up and start running toward my comrades. The step seems to last forever, as if each step I take pushes the boundary of safety further away. I'm never gonna make it. Oh! Did we just get popped? I heard gunfire. Oh. Oh, what's happening? This is strange. Oh, look, he's dead. I died a warrior's death. I must be on my way to the afterlife. Oh, look, yeah, he got shot in the chest. Nephthys. Are you awake, soldier? It is Nephthys. I can't pronounce that. I really do apologise. She has come for me. Soon I'll be with Father and Bruno. Can you hear me, soldier? Oh, it's choice-based. I like choices. If it follow her, it means I'm dead. And if I don't follow her, it means I'm alive. But I kind of want to follow her. Oh, Nepenthes, my Ebe is pure. Maat will find nothing wrong with it, I'm sure. Please take me to the land of the dead. I'm ready. Oh, so it's already changed. There's different stuff. Okay. In the victorious battle in Kolodonov, your son was killed in action. Oh, this is the letter to the mother, I'm guessing. He lived up to his oath of He lived up to his oath for the Emperor in the fight for the freedom of our eternal empire. On behalf of his comrades, I extend to you my deepest sympathy in your great loss. The company will honour your son's memory in the highest regard, and will hold him as an example. May the certitude that your son gave his life for the greatness and future of the people of our eternal empire give you strength and offer you consolation in this grave sorrow you must now face. Storm Captain F. Han, Light Infantry Division of the Empire. Oh, so it didn't matter. It didn't even matter. Oh, okay. I was hoping the changes affected the game. Okay, so yeah, you are meant to not choose death. My guard is not ready to leave my body yet. He is waking up. Oh, I was expecting a two-way sort of story going on there. I'm afraid you still have some work left to do in this world. You are in the military hospital in Theba, the capital city of our great empire. According to my files, this is your hometown. You were gone for quite some time. How do you feel? I hesitate for a second. My body hurts everywhere, especially in the head, and I feel like vomiting. But a soldier is not supposed to show his pain. I'm ready to go back to the front and kick some ass. I still feel a bit weak. I'm going to take some rest, but does that choice even matter? I'd like it if the choices affected the way the game went. I'm sure it would. Just maybe not that first one. Your injuries are quite severe. There's no way you can return to battle. Most likely ever. Dr. Sinew worked for 3 hours digging those bullets out of your ribcage. There was also quite significant damage to your inner ear. You might experience difficulty hearing for a little while, but that will pass. More seriously, damage to your inner ear could well affect your sense of balance for a long time, maybe even for the rest of your life. Excuse me. She should be careful choosing what to do next. Any work in noisy environments or something requiring fine motor skills might prove difficult to you. People who love you have surely been praying for you at the temple. It's a miracle you are still breathing. Just for now. As the nurse is still speaking, a man wearing a colonel's insignia nears my bed. He's quite a tall man and must be somewhere in his 50s. He looks quite stern, but warmth lies behind his eyes. The nurse glances at him and quickly leaves my bedside. Young soldier, I am Colonel Gontar Ackerman. I heard you were injured in battle. The doctors told me you wouldn't be able to return to the front. He has an old, noble name. Only members of long-lasting, prestigious bloodlines are allowed to carry names like that. Sir, I cannot believe it! I was on my way to becoming a hero of the Empire. I I tried to fight my tears, but fail. I turned my face away. Ugh, can't deal with it. This is not soldierly behaviour. The Empire, it needs exactly your kind. A good soldier is ashamed of being unable to serve his country. Don't worry. I'll offer another opportunity to prove your worthiness. Sir, I promise not to let you down. Tell me what to do. I'm happy to hear such enthusiasm, young man. I love that he's standing there facing us, but our guy's like off to the side. He's like, I'm ignoring you. I run a tank factory in the city. Krodonov is a vast land. That's why mobile tanks are able to thrust through the defense lines are of major importance. I need men with strong wills to serve the Empire, and I can see you have the right spirit. Come to my factory when you're back on your feet. He was literally in the air. Yes, sir. I'll be back on my feet in no time. Very good, my child. Very good. My child. So this is where we're making up tanks. A week later, I'm released from the hospital. I go straight to address the Colonel. I go straight to the address the Colonel gave me. I really want to get back to working for the Empire. Oh, slacks. Horus Avenue 4. The factory territory is a huge collection of buildings spreading over multiple blocks. More than 10 towering chimneys splice the air, pouring out thick smoke. Why would they build such a big factory so close to the centre of Theba? The smell must carry for miles. Luckily for citizens, the wind likely blows it out of the city. I approach the soldiers guarding the gate, telling him I am to report to the Colonel Ackerman's office. The soldier checks something on his notepad, then allows me inside. I head for the administrative residency. Okay. I was going to say, I was getting the odd Egyptian god mythology sort of thing there. Because there was a reference, there was an Anubis reference. And that seems... I only know stuff like that through Stargate. The administrative residency is cluttered with photos of weapons, tanks, and the factory area. There is a statue of Anubis. That's the other one. Yeah. Holding a crook. A woman sits at a typewriter in the middle of the room with a pencil behind her ear. Her desk is stacked with piles of documents, but everything on it seems to be in explicit order. She must be Colonel Kontar's secretary. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm here to meet Colonel Ackerman. The woman glances up from her papers, puzzled. I stand attention. Motionless. She takes off her glasses. Do you have a scheduled meeting? Colonel Ackerman told me to come here when I am ready to serve the Empire. And I am ready, ma'am. Well, I'm sure you are, but Colonel Ackerman doesn't see people without an appointment. Oh, she's a job's worth, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Bastion. Bastion, is it? I see you're young. I did just tell you. I see you're young and eager to serve. That's good. We need more men like you. Can you state the purpose of your visit in more detail? I don't actually know, to be honest. I was in front of the gate and I got injured and I woke up in a hospital and Colonel Ackerman visited me there and he told me I could serve the Empire, but I don't even know what to do. You see, my inner ear was damaged and they told me I can't go back to the front. I appreciate your effort, but I just can't book you in with a meeting. He is a very busy man, you see. Bruh. You really don't understand. I was told personally by the Colonel to come here. I won't leave until I see him. Just then, the grand office door opens and Kontar enters the room. He smiles at me, a knowing look in his eye. Frau Bella. Oh wait, what was his voice? Frau Bella, what is the problem here? Wait, what? I'm confused. Who's Frau... Oh, is that her? Colonel Ackerman, this young man claims he was personally instructed... I've just completely changed my voice. Colonel Ackerman, this young man claims he was personally instructed by you to come here. I tried to tell him he just can't... Yes, that is correct. Bastion, I am happy to see you so soon and ready for the new assignment. Come to my office and we'll get started. Frau Bella, prepare a general labourer contract for Bastion right away. The secretary looked baffled, but quickly gave in to his orders. Yes, sir. The secretary delves through her papers, and I head into the office. The authority of Kontar stirs a childhood memory inside me, more than anything else. I was always a good kid. I attended school almost too eagerly. My teachers told me my mother and I tried to be too smart, like a Mr. Know-It-All. I just really wanted to learn and to please my teachers. Only once I tested my limits, I made fun of the Empire's history by deliberately singing wrong made-up lyrics during music class. And as a punishment, I had to recite the pledge to the Empire 3 times over in front of the whole class. After that, I had to perform the Imperial Salute and stay in the position until my knees started to buckle and my arms went numb. That time seemed forever, and I could just feel my classmates watching me, laughing, mocking me. I never wanted to feel like that again. After that, I have been keen to obey my superiors, even if obeying is, at times, hard. That's what she said. Colonel Ackerman, Bastion reporting for duty. I instinctively performed a salute, just like I did when I was punished in front lines. Punished in front of the whole class. The salute is performed by putting one's right hand on the left shoulder and bowing with left arm down. Okay, it's confusing. At ease. I forget what his voice is. Kontar's office is dominated by a huge picture of Anubis, being served by Nephthys, the protector of the dead. A smaller painting of a poodle sits on the left side. On the right, there's a large portrait of our emperor who gazes across the room as if monitoring the factory's work. Kontar approaches a brand new record player. He sets the needle on it and the record starts to play. As he turns to me, the low looming notes of Wilhelm Richard Atom's Act Third start to play. I steady my breathing and try not to show my unease. Bastion, are you about to start your new journey? Quite different from the one you expected. But have no fear, this is just as a heroic mission as the one you embarked on when you became a soldier. Perhaps even more so. We are doing extremely important work here, and I need men I can trust with my life. This is a battle on a large scale. You might not see immediate results, but what we accomplish here is of much greater, broader implications than the scattered acts of glory on a battlefield. Kontar's words ease my mind, and I step closer. My fear of being a disgrace to my family melts away. Instead, hope fills my spirit. As you may have heard on the radio, the purpose of this war is not solely the protection of our empire, but rather the preservation of the values we safeguard, and therefore the salvation of everyone. This is why in this tank factory we build our nation's future. The empire's survival rests on the iron arms of this factory and others like it. Our brave soldiers need equipment delivered on time and in prime condition. Even though our troops are clearly matched by no one in battle, they also need superior technology. Our nation has produced the best scientists and engineers in the world. With their knowledge, we build machines our enemies can only dream of. You see, Bastion, a great country runs like clockwork. Every part must run smoothly for the whole to function. We are each a small piece of this grand clockwork that makes up the empire. Do you understand? Choices! Yay! I understand and I am ready. So I do not quite understand. Oh my god, I'm not listening to it again. Is it like Kapora Gabora from Ocarina of Time? It's like, did you understand everything I said? Or do you want me to repeat it? No, I get it. Let's just do that. He appreciated that. Okay, so it's like that. Okay. Starting today, you are a general labourer. Your duties include keeping the facility safe, clean and running, and most of all, following your superior's commands. Your supervisor will tell you the details. Any questions? Sir, you are a great warrior of the Empire. Did you okay, I'm not going to do that. When can I start? You have the right attitude. Okay, that dialogue was quite long. Okay, well. Oh, just right click and goes to like a save point. I'm taken to a huge hall, so I've been swallowed by a whale. I feel I've been swallowed by a whale. Inside equipment is stacked as far as I can. Some workers carry boxes and metals around, while others inspect machine parts coming off zigzagging conveyor belts. Some belts take parts through holes into other buildings. It's more complex and beautiful than I could have imagined. This is absolutely amazing. There's no way anyone could challenge us onto the battlefield, not with production like this. One of the workers, a tall, muscular man, raises his head. That dude is tanked! Get it? Tanked. He must have heard me. He takes one look at me and bursts into warm laughter. Something about him seems familiar. Hans. Okay, so my understanding to this point is that it is set in maybe like Austria, sort of Germany way, with a Egyptian mythology behind it, because it's all fictional and stuff. But that's the sort of feeling I'm getting anyway. Okay, what voice can I do for him? Calm down, young man. There's plenty to do for us to win the war. I'm Hans. I'm your superior. Let me take you through the basics. As Hans tells me how the factory works, I observe him. He's older than me, but rather than being intimidating, he's inviting. I'm reminded of my older brother Bruno. It's a flashback. Bruno loved mulling over deep thoughts and always dreamed of flying. He was so in love with the skies, he drafted to serve in the great Ludendorff Zeppelin. They took him aboard because he was so persistent, even though he was only 13. It was his first flight. He never came back. If he had lived, I bet he would have been like Hans. Are you listening to me? Yes, sir. We are in one of the main assembly halls of the factory. There are 12 others in this complex. This particular hall is meant for building tanks. At the moment, we're reworking the facilities so we can take over a new project. Did Colonel Ackerman tell you about that? No, he told me I'd be filled in on the details here. Alright then. Almost everything you see here will be different in a couple of days. It's a little surprising, we're getting a new face now. The hall's been under tight security and Prince Hiram's burial tomb. Didn't know how to say that one. The Colonel must really trust you. I'm a diligent servant of the Empire. Of course he can trust me. Again, Hans explodes with laughter. It seems to be his way. Yes, I can see that. I'll take you to see the places that's almost finished. What? Hans and I head to a different section of the hall. This one much emptier than the first. The clang of metal on the metal floor fills the air. Flickering shadows reach across walls as workers weld. Hans takes me to a much emptier section of the room. This is where we're going to... Okay, this is where we're actually going to get to do stuff. Cool. There, large chunks of machinery lay on the floor in a seemingly random pattern. They seem to be parts of a vehicle, presumably a tank. I will now tell you a secret, Bastian. This information is of most importance and protected in the entire Empire. Promise you won't tell anyone. I mean, should you tell, I'd have to kill you. Yeah. Don't kill me. My jaw drops as Hans lifts a turret piece with his bare hands. That's not possible, is it? I am the secret Bastian. What the frig? What's going on? The Empire has been working on a secret superhuman project. Okay, this just got different. I am the first successful prototype. Meet Hanzubis. Okay. Whoa. Okay, I was not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting this. Look at his face. He's like, "What the hell are you talking about, dude?" So basically, he's been like Captain America, and he's now hench. Hans throws the turret piece at me. Oh dear. there it went. I moved to block it, but there's no time. The piece hits me hard in the chest. Well, that wasn't very nice. The last thing I think of before I hit the ground is my family. I failed them. I'm sorry, Father. That is not the way to go, is it? Hans laughs loudly again. If I can hear his laughter, I must be like, oh, I hope that's true and not a load of crap. Because that would be quite cool. I'm not in much pain, which is weird after being hit by a turret piece weighing at least a ton. No, so it probably wasn't weighing a ton. Did the nurses at the hospital make me superhuman too? I grab the turret piece and feel myself turn red. It's as light as a feather. Oh man, that would have been slightly interesting if there was some weird Egyptian sort of thing to make the guys superhuman. I'd have quite liked that. These are prototypes made with polystyrol. Just another example of our Empire's greatness. Pharmacist Edward Simon, right here in our city, invented this stuff 100 years ago. The great scientists of our nation have built of it ever since. polystyrene turret piece. I turn it over my hands. The material is light but solid and sturdy. I've never held anything quite like it. It's extremely light. We use it to make quick models for our machines. This is your first task as a general labourer. Assemble these pieces to reassemble a working machine. Let's go! Yeah, I get to do stuff. Can you only just... Is that... Oh, that seems rather quick. Suddenly, a young woman appears in front of us. Idiots! Is she like the Natsuki of this? Can't you see... Okay, what voice? Can't you see you're missing a few things? You can't assemble a tank without the caliper tracks. Astrid, how wonderful to see you. Don't you already know that it's impossible to make caliper tracks with polystyrene? The structure isn't rigid enough to be molded into something so thin. You must have forgotten, seeing as you're so busy you can interrupt our work. Then you should use something else for the model. Am I the only one with a brain around here? Who is this girl? I know that during wartime women must work in the factories as the men are on the front, but I didn't know they would become so assertive. Bastian, may I introduce you to Astrid, our cocky fellow factory worker? Pleasure! Astrid greets me with a handshake. Her grip is firmer than I expected from a girl, and her skin feels rough. It must be all the hard work she's doing that's leaving signs on her body. Okay. She leaves my hand covered in grease. The grease is warm and in a weird way it feels good on my hands. Or maybe it's just Astrid's touch that is pleasant. Ah, there we go. It's very nice to have women around, as on the front it was only men. It's a pleasure to meet you. Is that the only tank I got to build? Finally, my first day at the factory ends. I'm exhausted, but incredibly happy. The factory bell rings and workers stream out of the numerous buildings. I head to my bike on the outskirts of the factory grounds. Just when I'm about to saddle up, someone yells my name. Wait, you fool! Astrid shouts startles me so much. Astrid shouts startles me so much I lose my balance. Oh dear. In no time I'm on the ground and my bike's gone with me. Astrid runs up, part laughing and part panting. What a douche. A prick of annoyance hits me. But the distant joy in her laughter soothes me. It's so sincere that it calms me down. You're a clumsy one, aren't you? I untangle myself from my bike, unable to look her in the eye. This is the second time I am flat on my face today. Not a great first day. My embarrassment jumps up another level as I gaze upon Astrid. Astrid. In the sun's warm light, I realise Astrid is pretty. I didn't notice it in the pale fluorescence of the factory. Oh dear. You shouldn't startle people like that. You don't want to... That just makes you sound like a 5-year-old. You shouldn't startle me like that. Well, sorry, mister, I know everything after working there one day. By the light of Hathor, you should well know how important safety and security are in the factory. He's a job's worth as well now. You are actually right. I just thought it was funny. You're so jumpy. Well, whatever. What do you want? You forgot your wallet in the assembly hall. I guess you dropped it when you were working on the mock tank. Oh, I didn't realise. Thank you. It was nice for you to bring this to me. I guess I owe you an apology. No worries. Clumsy! I'm used to men falling down, dropping their things, and then getting angry at me. I tried to give her an angry look. She replies with a teasing wink in her eyes. I can't help but smile at her. She can't help but smile at her. So where are you going? Onkberg. I live there with my mum. How about you? I'm heading that way too. Let me just grab my bike and we can go together. We grab our bikes and leave the factory grounds. I glance back and see chimneys putting out dark, thick smoke. It's so thick it nearly blankets the sun, and the smell somewhat reminds me of the battlefield. It's overpowering. Luckily, it quickly clears as we bike away from the factory, and soon I am aware of the rustling of leaves in the gentle summer breeze. We bike together through our great city, bathed in summer sunlight. Right, so where is this? This is a made up place, isn't it? We glide through boulevards of linden trees, zigzag between cars caught in traffic jams. I still feel bad I snapped at her. My arm's twitchy. I should be like that on my camera, shouldn't I? Yeah. I should apologise at least. Astrid, I know you're on a bike and you can barely hear me at all, but I'm sorry about earlier. I wasn't angry at you. I guess I was frustrated. It was my first day at the factory and maybe I'm nervous. You know, I came from the front and... Did you come from Klodunov front? That's so exciting. You have to tell me about it. I wish I could go to the front. Astrid's reaction irritates me. She talks about it like it's a fun vacation, not a life or death situation. Well, it's not really that exciting. Well, okay, yeah, no, I'm not saying that. The front is no place for me. I was injured in my first battle. Astrid feels compassion for you. That's all the accent I saw. War is not fun. Really? In your first battle? I'm so sorry. All that matters to me is that I can still serve the Empire. I am happy you can. Me too. We need to free ourselves from the tyranny of our neighbours. We have been under their pressure long enough. It's time for us to take a stand and claim what is rightfully ours. The final victory means that through all our struggles, we will prevail. Pardon me. We pass through the city centre, riding under Frederick's Gate. In the distance looms the Triumph Column, an obelisk mounted in honour of our victorious army. On the right is the building site of what is to be the largest structure in the world, the Citizens' Hall. It's right across the two great avenues of the city, the Victory Avenue and the Avenue of Montu. Everywhere I look is evidence of the Empire's success. This, the warmth of the summer air and Astrid's company, makes me feel alive again. I haven't felt this good since I came back from the front. When we stop at the traffic lights after Frederick's Gate. I turn left here. Are you in a rush? We can head right and go for a swim in the river. I don't have my I don't have my trunks, and I think my mom is waiting for me. That sounds like a child. That's funny. Come on, it'll only be half an hour. It'll be fun. And I'll spot close by. No one will see us. It sounds really good, but come on, mommy's boy. I really have to go see my mum. I haven't spent much time with her since I got back from the front. I'm pretty sure she's worried sick. That's a shame, but I understand. Some other time. Dude just turned her down. No worries, I'll bike with you to your home. Let's go! So she's like pushy. You know what I mean? I really hope I can go to swim with Astrid soon. Mum's place. We arrive at my mum's place in northern Onkberg. It's not the nicest, but it's an okay neighbourhood. We've been struggling with money as Mum hasn't been working in years, but fortunately the government is treating us well because of my late dad. He was a merited hero in the Grand War. He took part in the largest and most fierce battle of the whole war, the Battle of the Sleepy River. People still talk about it. Over 1 million soldiers died in just a couple of months. The battle turned the earth upside down, and many soldiers simply disappeared in the carnage. My father's body was never found. Okay, this is my mum's place. Thank you, I had fun today. Don't mention it, I had a great time too. It's nice to have someone in the factory that doesn't all work. We need to have fun too, you know. So you live nearby? Yeah, just a couple of blocks east, in the workers' quarters. See you tomorrow. She climbs on her bike and takes off. She turns left at the corner and vanishes into evening traffic. It takes me a second to realise I'm still waving goodbye. I lean my bike against the wall and head inside. Oh look, this is point and click now. Oh wait, pictures of me and my brother and our father. After the ride with Astrid, the air inside our home feels dusty. Troubled feeling grows me. What's this? Okay. Can someone get anxious over their own home? I feel I do. I leave my jacket on a hanger and head to the living room. Mum is sitting at the living room table. Has she just been waiting for me, staring into space? Bastian, where have you been? I was worried. Today was my first day at work, remember? I told you I went to the factory. Yes, factory, that's right. You're working for the war effort. But you are sure you're fit enough in the factory? It can be quite laborious. You should leave that kind of work for the brave women at the home front. You're still healing from your wounds. Stop, Mum, please. Just stop. I'm fortunate enough to even get a second chance. Something is wrong with my inner ear, but that won't stop me from doing my part. But those noisy factory machines could destroy your ears completely. You might even damage your sense of balance. But no, I understand. Her face just turned. Sacrificing yourself for the Empire is the only thing you ever think of. If I could, I would take the first. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. It's not the Empire I think of, it's father. Oh, Bastion, you were always such a good son. I wish your father could see you now. He would be so proud. Bastion, you are still my child. But I'm not. I am a grown man, and I need to fulfill my duty. You have grown so much, Bastion. I am proud of you. Can you then please be proud of what I am doing now? The factory. Oh wait, was that him? I can't remember. Yeah, okay, I did the wrong voice there. But the factory is a dangerous place. No, it's not. In the assembly area, we use. Oh my god, these words. Oropacks, earplugs. Anyway, you use earplugs, so factory won't make me go deaf. I'm still worried to death. You have to be careful. Did you know your father's bar came to me? What is the BA? What's that? Is it like soul? Like a, I don't know. He wanted to talk to you, but he was afraid you wouldn't listen. The jump. My father was a soldier, a hero. He gave his life for the Empire. I won't expect anything less from myself. Shame hits my stomach. I put my arm around her and tried to comfort her by talking about my first day at the factory. I'm doing important work for the Empire. I'm building great weapons that will win the war for us. I will become a man worthy of father. Mum, I just hope you can understand. But Bastion. She feels so fragile in my arms. She doesn't have anyone left in this world but me. And it's not my mother's fault. I failed on the front. How will we manage? Okay. And that's the end of the first day. So there we go, guys. There is Panzer Hearts. Let me know if you want to see more of this. I think it goes on. It should be, well, probably by the time I release this video, it'll either be coming onto Steam or it's already on Steam. So go and check it out if you want to play it for yourselves. I will put the link to it. I'll put the link for the game down in the description for you. So go check it out. The developer's really lovely, and if you want to find out more about Bastion and his story, let me know in the comments and I'll do that. So thank you guys again for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. It really does help me out. If you are new here, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and check out some of the other videos I have got going on. So thank you guys again for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.